judge in Maryland just crushed the Barack Obama's DACA dreams in a landmark ruling. Now, President Donald Trump just finished them off with 4 brutal words that you don't want to miss. According to The Hill, Judge Roger W. Titus, who was appointed by former President George W. Bush, ruled on Monday, March 5, 2018, that President Donald Trump acted within his authority to rescind former President Barack Obama's executive order on the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals DACA. Obama issued his original executive order in 2012 in order to protect illegal immigrants who were brought to the United States as minors. Trump ended the order over a 6-month period while members of Congress did next to nothing to resolve the issue. Although Titus ruled in favor of the Trump administration, he was quick to point out that he didn't like the outcome of the case but acknowledged his role as part of the judiciary branch of our government and not the legislative branch. This court does not like the outcome of this case, but is constrained by its constitutionally limited role to the result that it has reached, Judge Roger Titus said in his opinion. Hope the Congress and the President will finally get their job done. Titus added, an overwhelming percentage of Americans support protections for dreamers, yet it is not the province of the judiciary to provide legislative or executive actions when those entrusted with those responsibilities fail to act. DACA was Obama's way around Congress and an explicit act to circumvent the will of the American people who never had a chance to vote on allowing millions of illegal immigrants to stay in the country at our own expense. Last year, Trump moved to end DACA and told Congress to do their part in finding a solution to the mess created by Obama. As they often do, Congress failed to act. The deadline for DACA was Monday, March 5, 2018. Many politicians and civil rights groups challenged the legality of Trump ending the program for illegals through his executive power. It's indicative of how far we've fallen to see that Trump is resisted as he attempts to follow and enforce the laws of our country while Obama was praised for breaking them. According to Devin Amelie, a spokesman for the Department of Justice, activist judges have become a menace to the law and order they are supposed to be upholding. Today's decision also highlights a serious problem with the disturbing growth in the use of nationwide injunctions, which causes the Maryland court's correct judgment in favor of the government to be undermined by the overbroad injunctions that have been entered by courts in other states, Amelie said, according to Politico. After the devastating ruling was announced, President Trump had 4 brutal words for Democrats. In a fiery Twitter post, Trump said, "Federal judge in Maryland has just ruled that President Trump has the right to end DACA. President Obama had 8 years to fix this problem, and didn't. I am waiting for the Dems, they are running for the hills." In the aftermath of Obama's destructive administration, we are left with this mess of activist judges who create a situation where our own president has to defend his authority in court. Not only is this an outrage to the American people but also a national embarrassment. No other country in the world has its own leaders as we have since Trump took office. This nonsense has to stop. There is clearly an infrastructure of liberals within our government who need to remember that their first responsibility is to uphold the laws of our country. Thank God, President Donald Trump has the tenacity and strength to end illegal immigration despite the constant S on him and his family.